everyone. What a lovely crowd. I hope you're all having a good time. So Susan and I decided to put together some ideas that we've come across during our search for sustainable living. Now, this isn't a typical presentation. We're just going to chat with you about some of the products and some of the practices that we've tried to incorporate into our lives and some that we're still trying to. We've seen some impact with the plastic industry in the Bay Area. What with San Francisco Airport actually banning plastic water bottles. But I think an even greater impact can come about by our own choices, our own behavior. Now, I personally do not have the power to make policy changes that will have a large impact, but I do have the power to change my choices, my behavior, the products I use. And I think if we all take a small step, it'll create really a large impact. What do you think, Susan?
Yeah. I mean, just that video alone that Emmanuel was showing of us, all of that plastic that's in the ocean, we're all aware of it. But seeing those videos and those photos are really gut-wrenching.
Absolutely.
And he shared that similar statistic that by 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. I'm sure many of you have heard of this plastic bathtub metaphor, where the bathtub is overflowing, and how do you stop it? You can't just scoop buckets of water off of the floor. You need to cut it off at its source. So we need to cut off this plastic faucet. And how do we do that? How do we cut off this faucet? As someone who grew up with plastic habits unknowingly, as I think many of us did, it not only comes down to our awareness, as we've all been talking about, and finding sustainable options, but it comes down to creating those new habits. And they can be really hard. Our society right now is not built very well to give us those sustainable options. We have to consciously think about it and make those choices. The good news is, though, we care, and we can do something about it.
All right. Let's get started with something really, really simple. And I'm sure all of you must already be doing this, but I still see a ton of plastic and paper cups being thrown away at my own workspace. And I wonder why. Is it just convenience, or is it laziness? When, the cheapest alternative is literally just get your own mug and your own water bottle. It really doesn't take that much of an effort. Another plastic poison that's ever prevalent is plastic cutlery. It's everywhere. Our homes, offices, bars, restaurants, cafes, it's everywhere. When another good alternative would be these reusable cutlery. Now, whether it's steel or bamboo, that's entirely up to you. And this year we decided that at WCS Talks, we would give away swag that's actually reusable bamboo cutlery.
So we use plastic to eat our food. We also use so much of it to wrap our food and contain our food. And it drives me nuts. I was in the Dallas airport the other week, and I saw bananas and apples wrapped in plastic. Why? In addition to those cloth produce bags, I love these ones on the left. They're stasher bags and the beeswax wrap. They're really simple to use and really easy to clean. I find it ironic, though, to refer to the beeswax as something new, since this is something that my mom grew up using. And another oldie but newie is milk in glass bottles. It's a really simple change. There's a local brand, Strauss. They're, like I said, local to the area and organic, and there's only a $2 deposit. But it, again, is a really easy switch to make without really changing your entire lifestyle.
Have you ever noticed that when you're at the grocery store, the person who's bagging your goods leaves half the bag empty? What does that lead to? You end up using 2 plastic bags instead of 1, or 2 paper bags instead of 1. Is that really required? The image that you see on the right, it's a really shabby image. Those are my own grocery bags that I carry, or I try to, every time I go out grocery shopping. And the days that I forget, I do feel really bad. And then, you know what? I'm actually struggling to stuff everything into my handbag, or just balancing everything in my arms to make it to my car. It's really silly. Another little change that I made recently was to switch over to compostable trash bags. Trust me, it makes a world of a difference. That image is again from my own kitchen. My latest peeve are disposable dishes and the single-use plastic ones. Now, we all entertain guests every now and then at our homes, and I can understand that when there are 20 or 50 people showing up at your homes, we're not going to own that many plates. So what ends up happening is that we take out these disposable dishes and we just use them and then throw them out in a jiffy. When a good alternative is to use compostable ones, not the disposable ones, but the compostable ones. This one's actually made out of dried leaves, and I've used them. They're really good. Let's actually talk about actual composting. The image that you see on the right is my house in India, where my parents have been composting for a while, and that has led to my house producing zero waste in over 2 years. No garbage has been collected from my house in over 2 years because none is being produced. Now, that doesn't mean that you can only compost if you have a backyard. These days, there's enough equipment available that will let you compost even if you have a small patio. San Francisco actually has curbside compost pickup, and I think Sunnyvale does too. But my question is, why not the entire Bay Area?
So paper towels aren't so bad. We can compost them, but we pick them up in the store all wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
This week, actually, as we were considering ideas to share with you today, we found these unpaper towels. And they can come up in a roll, just like the image shows, and they have these snaps, so you can still tear off a towel. Another alternative that I made that I thought was good, I still like a biodegradable dish soap, but it comes in plastic. Again, everything is in plastic. Why don't we see more of these dish soap bars attached to loofah scrubbers for our dishes?
And there you go. Throw away your plastic dishwashing scrubbers for this alternative compostable loofah. This loofah is actually a dried vegetable. And I'm going to tie this back to my childhood in India, where we've grown up using this. I've used this all my life till I actually left left for the Western world, and I saw the plastic alternatives. And to tell you the truth, these loofahs are actually not just great in the kitchen, but also in the bathroom.
So the beauty industry is huge, and we have so many products. How many of you have found good alternatives to the plastic products we use? Some, yeah, but they're hard to find, right? Last year in 2018, skincare alone was over $100 billion, and I was shocked to learn that this is a 60% increase from 10 years ago. We see all of it lined up in our bathroom, and one of the biggest switches that I made this year is I switched to a facial bar and a body bar. I'm still looking for a good shampoo bar and conditioner. So if any of you have found one that's good, please come find me at the break and let me know. I'd love to hear it. We found a couple of these next two examples we haven't used yet, but we did come across them, so we wanted to share with you. This alternative for mascara, as well as for chapstick. We found ones, they do exist in paper packaging. We go through so many lipsticks and lip glosses and chapsticks every year. All of these tiny pieces of plastic really add up. And another thing that I found really adds up are these makeup remover wipes. 7.6 billion pounds of these wipes end up in the landfill every year, which is about 20 million pounds every day. It's crazy. And there are a lot of great alternatives out there, so we encourage you to go out and find them. Our last sustainable suggestion we wanted to share with you today is something that my sister turned me on to last year, actually, are these wool dryer balls. And they're a great replacement for handfuls of dryer sheets every month.
Take a moment to read what's on the slide. I want this message to sink in. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. There is no one else. No one else will save this planet but you. Your choices, the products you use, your behavior patterns, your lifestyle. So today, we invite you all to share your ideas with us. Whether it's today at WCS Talks or it's on your social media platform, tag us, tag WCS so we can reshare and repost. And trust me, if we all try, we can really create a huge difference.
We really do hope that you share these with us because we also want to know ourselves. But it takes collaboration. There's not one single item or one person who's going to solve all of this plastic challenge that we face. It's really important that we feel like we're a community. We're all together.